Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Timmy Tran. Leading to the fire of Zen and to God. And I got this hat because I couldn't find my other hat. The my logo on there, but I'll find it. I maybe make some more or something like that. But hi guys, you got power. You can take anything in your life at any time. All right, now it's up to you. Now if you get frustrated, angry, get mad, and your life not working out the way you are, it's why you using your power according to what you've learned, right? Now you gotta change your mindset. You gotta learn something else different, right? Just like everything in life, right? Like if you want to change something in your life, you gotta change your action. The thing, like you want to stop smoking. You know, smoke is bad. Sometimes uh, when you smoke for so long, what happens? You get habit, and even your mind would say it's bad, right? And your body already take over for years, right? So your nervous system take over. When your nervous take over, it's like um, just like everything else in your life, right? And you do so often, your muscle become uh, the force, that do the action. So when the action keep on going, and they won't stop, even your mind say, "No, it's a bad thing," and your action do that. It won't stop. The same thing, guys. Principle of helping people, or principle of helping people make you feel good, right? Because you see people smile, you see people, if really love people, right? And you really care people according, believe in God, care for people, and see people, you know, living their life and happy, all kind of stuff, and that make you feel good, right? So when people live in a world where they live on their emotion, and sometimes their emotion, like you had, thing happen in your life, it makes you feel bad. Instead of you focus on, what you can build and you can create, but you focus on the negative, the hurt in your life. So what happens? You become that hurt, and every time you think about it more, you just multiply it more and more and more and more. It's like you just feel it more, right? And you don't have to hurt yourself or hurt other people, right? And things like when things don't go right, you at the end, you see no solution for you. So what happened is because you don't see a solution is because you don't learn. There's many, roads to a destination, right? And some roads tougher, depending on the action you take. Some roads easier, right? Depending on the action you take, right? Depending on if you're learning or not. Okay? Most people make mistakes. They don't learn. They don't learn what happened. They repeat the same mistake, right? That's what happened in life. If you don't learn from your mistake, then you will repeat a mistake. Now people will make thousands of mistakes, and they never learn the mistakes. So they do it over and over again. Some people they make other thousand mistakes, and they learn the mistake, but they never do the same mistake again. And and that's how some of these people become really successful because if you don't take risks, you will never know. It take one time to become really successful, right, throughout your life. Now, it doesn't matter what age it's, right? When you live in the past, it's harder. It's when my generation, it's harder because we don't have internet. Part of our decades that we live, that when we're young, we don't have internet, so we cannot learn a lot of stuff, right? Internet, you can learn everything now, right? Back then, you only learn by your struggle. When you learn by your struggle, what happened? Work like a damn slave, right? Go get a job. And we still do it today. It's because that's the way we thought and that's the way we grow up. We don't have the internet. You can even make money on the internet. You just be a content creator. Make sure you be a good one, don't the idiot one, right? Be a good content creator. Be a good content creator. That's entertainment for a lot of people. They like to watch other people do things, how other people, live their life and stuff like that. That's interesting because how but there were some people that want to live the same life you are, have peaceful and helping other people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, as human, a lot of us learn by emotion and live by the emotion too, and we do stupid stuff. And you see all the people do stupid stuff, and you can tell them, say, why did that God stop them? No, God give them free will, right? They make that choice. What happened? They die early, right? They make stupid choice. They die early. You can see all that to all the internet, all the influence who make stupid choice. What happened? They lie early. They get in trouble eventually, right? It's like a successful. You keep on doing until you become successful. Then when after you're successful, then you know how to do it over and over again, right? For a lot of people, like we don't, we conserve, uh, we go work for other people in helping other people build, right? No, there's nothing bad with that, right? But the thing is that we gotta understand that when we help other people build, then they pay us. You gotta get that pay and start making that pay, bill for you too, right? And of course, a lot of people don't get taught that, right? They don't taught that in school, right? So that is something that you have to learn out yourself, and you learn how to live your life, accordingly. And the best person, I can tell you guys, just follow. It doesn't matter, where you come from, what you have been believing. God is the only way. You can argue with me, whatever, stuff that, that would be useless. I'm just telling the way, Jesus tell you, and Jesus tell God, you know, and pretty much Jesus God, right? Tell you what to do, and I'm telling you the same way. Whether you believe it or not, you struck in your life is right. You learn, right? You learn what what's around you, so you act on what you learn, right? And whatever the emotion they give you, then you continue on that path, right? If you live on a negative emotion, then then you find out you have a tougher life, right? That's the way it works, guys. Whether you like it or not, you make a choice, right? To use your power properly, and who best to help you to guide that power and make sure that you stand there and hold you accountable, for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's God, Jesus Christ. If you don't like it, and that's so be it, right? And you want to follow man law. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it is. If you don't follow God law, you follow man law, right? That's all. Man made stuff because man. Hey, look, you don't blame people that make up the law and you want to follow it because they gotta survive. They gotta make money from you, and they're gonna use you. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it works because they can't build nothing either. What's the best way, easy way to use other people is to come up with something, right? And make them feel good, and they contribute the money to you or your energy, right? That's how way it works, Hopefully, people do the good thing, like uh, that you're able to give them money if they do good thing for you, and you got to decide, the people that helping you or the people that taking from you, steal from you, right? That's the way it works. Anybody that promise you that they're gonna steal from other people, that go into a leadership and say, what, I'm gonna attack person. That that's all stealing. Attackers are stealing, right? So that's the way it is. I mean, and that's the way that we're living in. There's no different. Back in the day, Roman need money to run the army too, right? And in the future now, our government can really make money without, taxing the people. It's just that, because eventually people don't making the money because you got AI coming along. They're not making enough money to pay taxes, right? So you got two ways of taxing. If any country, you got two ways of taxing. Either you tax your citizen, or you tax products that come into the country, to sustain the country. Now then you got to face like our leaders are working on all these, the infrastructure for us, or these taking money and giving something, some kind of program, some of that, and like stealing, right? That's what it is. When you use money, to help the community, or you use money and put in your pocket. There's only two ways. If there's no fiction on the community, roadway, all kind of stuff, no fiction, or everything going shit. I mean, the money's going somewhere, right? But that's the way it is. But it's not that far. If the people don't say nothing, right? Because people so slave working, right? But then again, that's how it is, right? If you want to change your life, you're stuck in your life. Doesn't matter what situation you're in, what you have done in your past. Follow God, Jesus Christ, follow the commandment. That will change your life forever. Tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. Right? Sky is sky, ocean's ocean.
blue's blue, water's water.